Hi, welcome. My name is Mike Stinnett, and thanks for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about the Eugene Police Department, the City of Eugene, Homeland Security, and Lawrence Street Chapel led by Scott Bionda. He was a pastor at Applegate with me for a couple years before he moved up there. So in this particular story, I'm going to be linking a video. Well, I should be telling you to go to a video on YouTube. If you just put in my name, Mike Stinnett, Stinnette, you put in Mike Stinnett, Oregon, or Mike Stinnett, Eugene Police Video, you can see it in 5 seconds. You just got to scroll down a couple of links and you'll see it there, me standing on the sidewalk with some papers. And then the caption is, man arrested for passing out leaflets on in front of a church. And so that particular church there in Eugene, Oregon, as I said, I've traveled across the country, so this is just another stop along my way trying to expose Applegate Christian Fellowship and the Calvary Chapel organization. So Scott Bionda was a pastor, as I said, with me. He moved on to Eugene to start a new church, and so that the Lawrence Street Chapel. So this is just I show up there, and I get out there and this is December, and so I show up on December 7th, and I have some papers that I wrote out about the 12th apostle. It's not about the rapture, and it's about the gospel going forward. So that was what I was trying to share with him and the folks. And then telling them also about all the crooked stuff he did at Applegate when he was another go along, get along. So a couple of people come out there. You'll see the Rob Hart, the big kind of tyrant guy, coming out there, as you see in the video. And you'll see, Scott Bionda came out there after a few minutes. This was the only time I ever spoke to him, and he asked me what I was doing. I said, well, I've come here to tell the people here in Eugene that all the crooked stuff you did at Applegate when you were there, because I know that you didn't tell them here, and I want to tell them because it wasn't right. He says, oh, I don't know, and he just walks away. And then people pretty much went inside. It was raining. And then I waited a few minutes after the service, and it was raining, so I left. And then, so I came back on the following Sunday on the 14th. And I did get out. They got out about 25 minutes before 10. The service starts at 10 o'clock. And I'm standing out there, and one guy, Rob Hart, comes out there, the tyrant, the kind of ogre guy. He comes out there, and he's trying to bother me. And another guy was out there kind of joking around with me. And it's probably 10 after 10 now, and the service is starting. And all of a sudden, the police pull up, and they walk out, and they walk over to me, and they ask me to go across the street. They'd like to talk to me. I said, no, we can talk here. I'm fine. I don't want to go across the street. I'm just passing out some papers. And they said, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. So I turned around, and I don't fight police, and they arrested me, took me down to jail, charged me disorderly conduct, and I was in there about 4 hours and got released. And so then I went down, this was a Sunday, so Monday I went and complained at the police department and complained to the independent review office there they just opened up a new agency. And then that following Sunday on the 21st, I went out there again and wanted to tell them I had the newspaper articles from all the crooked stuff that I've been telling people about. So I get out there about the same time, about 20 till or so, and I wasn't out there very long. And then you can watch the video again. Just put in my name on YouTube, Mike Stinnett, Stinnette, Oregon, or Mike Stinnett, Eugene Police Video, and you can find it in 5 seconds. Just got to scroll down a little bit to find and you can watch it yourself. And that particular time, I was in jail for 2 weeks. I was charged with stalking, trespassing, and disorderly conduct, none of which I did. And then I was let out of jail, and then finally I went into in April I went to court, and those charges were dismissed. The first arrest was dropped on constitutional grounds, and then I went out there one more time in April. So I was out there a total of 4 times. So, and one of the things about McBride there, the officer, and Rob Hart, the big guy standing out there, the ogre, he was McBride's partner for about 9 years on the Eugene Police Department, but Rob Hart had gone into Homeland Security, and so he got hired for Homeland Security, Federal Protective Services, to protect courthouses and such, courthouse guards. and judges and such. And so he was there training before he moved up to Washington. So he was using his aid. So even Homeland Security was trying to get involved in it, and they were trying to use these things of domestic terrorism, because that's what these kind of people do. When you come around their temple, these are abusers. These are violent people, abusers, just like at Applegate. So you see, the same things that Scott Biani learned at Applegate are the same things that he learned, that he applied at Lawrence Street Chapel in Eugene. So of course you have these ugly ogres and enforcers like Rob Hart, who come out there. He's out, so you can see outside the door what I deal with these kinds of people. These are Applegate Calvary Chapel folks. This is what they do when you're coming around their temple, and you're not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm just trying to expose them. And so that's what happens when you come out there. So, and that's the evil of these kind of people. Because think about this. I was 10 years younger then or so than I am now. I'm about 5'8". I'm not that tall. I'm not a trained fighter or anything. But I probably could have fought off McBride or Rob Hart for a minute or so. I could have pushed him back or something. But just think about this. Look at Rob Hart as you watch that video. And him coming out there. And the molesting of him and McBride and the other police. And think about this. Think about the children inside that door. Remember, I told you about the cover-up of Applegate with Kelly Rasmus and the junior high youth pastor and the elder who was the convicted child predator in the cover-up there. These are the kinds of people I'm talking about here. So see, there's more of them up there in Eugene at the Lawrence Street Chapel. And Rob Hart's just one of those people. And you can see him coming out there. Just imagine what he's like inside. He isn't a nice person, see. Scott Biani, the pastor, he's not a nice person. John Corson's not a nice person. Ben Corson, you see, they're not nice people. They have their acts on the stage, but they're not nice people. And these are the kinds of people you're dealing with, because you're trying to expose these people. Because as you all know, when John Corson went down to Southern Cal all those years ago, he didn't tell them all the crooked stuff that he had done. I went down there and told him. And so he couldn't stand there because he had to go back home, because he was exposed for being an imposter and a liar and full of it. Well, there's other pastors you told. So in your travels, in my travels, I show up here. Well, I'm telling the people of Eugene, because all of you know watching the video that Scott Biani didn't tell them anything he did at Applegate and all the crooked stuff. And he was a go along, get along. He didn't care. He didn't tell anybody. And so I want to tell them, because that's the whole point to these videos. I'm trying to warn you, inform you, tell you about Applegate Calvary Chapel, so that you won't go there. You won't take your family there. And some of these comments have been pretty weak about we're all sinners. I've never heard that in the scripture before, that there's no consequences, no accountability, no responsibility, because we're all sinners. I've been hearing people like you for 19 years coming out on these sidewalks making those same kind of comments. So all it does to me is meaningless to me. I do thank you for the few people that have supported me. I'm trying to give you information, exactly what I'm trying to do. Give you information so you can make an informed decision, so that you can protect yourself and your family. Because as you can see, these are the kinds of people. Now, how did Rob Hart get his job at Homeland Security, that federal agency, to go along? How did the Scott Biani get the Eugene Police Department to arrest me twice, to do all this stuff for him on a little storefront church? How did he get the city of Eugene to prosecute me? Lane County to prosecute me? How did I go to jail? How did he get all these people to do all this stuff for him? That's what I'm telling you. Applegate Calvary Chapel, it's a give to get. They have the abuse and the violence and the perversion and all the stuff behind closed doors, and that's their currency to get what they want to do. And it's the same thing up here in Eugene. Scott Biani's just the same guy. So he has to get the kind of bullies and the violent people so he can enforce his routine. But I'm not one of those people, so I'm standing outside. So you get a window in these kind of people of what's happening when you watch that video on YouTube. And you can see that's what I'm talking about. This doesn't have anything to do with following Christ. These people are just, they're violent people, and they're abusers. And that's what Scott Biani was there. Again, how did he get all those people to give to him? Nobody knows Scott Biani. How did he do it? He just seems like a storefront church, and you can see it. They're not a big, it's just like a storefront downtown shops and stuff? How did he get them to? How did he get the whole city to do it? How did John Corson get all of Jackson County, all of Southern Oregon to go along with him and to influence those people? Well, again, it's a give to get. We all know that the Eugene Police Department or the City of Eugene or Lane County or the prosecutor's office aren't going to give to Lawrence Street Chapel and Scott Biani for free. No government worker gives for free. The Jackson County officials of that Applegate build all that crooked stuff and take the bribes and turn the blind eyes. They didn't do it for free. Everybody knows that. And this is just another reason why I'm trying to expose Applegate and Calvary Chapel. And as you can see for yourself, you can watch the video. And then as you watch the video, you click on there's a little description right there. And ultimately, Officer McBride was held accountable. I don't know what happened to Rob Hart. I did an interview with Homeland Security, but I never heard what happened to him. They tried to cover it up themselves just by ignoring you because they're a federal agency. But it's going to come back on those people. So, I mean, I'm going to be out in the public soon with this stuff, not just on YouTube or standing on sidewalks in front of Calvary Chapels or Applegates or television stations. I'm going to be on TV talking about these same people. Because as time goes by, Applegate and Calvary Chapel are going to be held accountable. And so that'll be a good thing to see them go away. And it'll be a good day. And so this is just another glimpse of what I'm experiencing and I'm telling you now about as I have gone over all these years. And so I'm starting to tell some of the stories that I've had with these kinds of folks. And so you can again make an informed decision. I don't care what you comment. You can say I get what I deserve. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm going to keep moving forward and these people are going to be held accountable. And because I don't just do YouTube videos. I've gone out almost 19 years now in front of these people at Calvary Chapel and Applegate. And I'm just recounting it here. So you can watch on the video. You can watch that video and see that there's all kinds of things that you can do. One person can do something and try to expose this group of people. And ultimately, I'm going to be successful at exposing these people. And I'll be thankful for it because I'm glad that I got to be a part of what Christ is doing. Because it's an honor to follow him and it's an honor to represent him. And the last thing I'll leave you with is I'm so thrilled that I get to speak for him, that I get to represent him. I'm so thrilled that I get to represent Jesus Christ and speak for him. And he calls me by name. And he's thrilled with me and can't get enough of me. And that's the message I want to leave with you because that's what he has for folks. He has all kinds of stuff for you. And so, again, be well, protect yourself. We're still in this pandemic, but I'm going to be doing more videos. So I do thank the subscribers. That was nice of you. And again, I just really appreciate you listening. And again, beware of Calvary Chapel and Applegate. They don't have your best interests in mind. And this is just another indication of what's going on with them. Again, thank you.